Hi guys, how you all doing? You know, the only people worth having in your life are those with genuine empathy, people that have been through a shitload of suffering and know, beyond any doubt, know what it is to really, really suffer. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it's the fucking truth. It's like some people think they've suffered and they start telling you what they've been through, and you think that's suffering. Jesus, what the fuck? That's a piece of pie. It's nothing, you know. It's like they really hate their job, or they have a really horrible family, but that's the extent of it, but pretty much, and that's it. And they think they've really suffered. And you give them your empathy, you listen and you sympathize and you express your sympathy and whatnot. You know, you encourage them, you support them, and you know, tell them that you have full faith in their ability to navigate their journey, but you don't get any of it back, you know. Now, and these aren't NPCs I'm talking about, because they obviously don't have any of that, so I don't even need to mention NPCs, because at the end of the day, we all know what fucktards they are, you know. They're just black holes and that's it, and they're just demons for the most part. Now, these are soul people that you come across in your journey that you may connect with, and then find out that, I don't know, you find out that, you know, we're all different. They may have empathy, but they just don't know how to express it, really. Maybe they're introverted and afraid of getting hurt, so they protect their inner space and they don't express it, or they haven't really done enough inner work to understand the layers and layers and layers of programs and distortions going on. Because when you come across somebody who goes through shit again and again and again, who really, really goes through suffers terribly, you get to a point perhaps where you reach a level of, well, I no longer know what to say to you, because it's like you just go through so much shit and it never seems to get better, so I don't really know what to say to you. It just makes you feel, I think it puts you in touch with your own sense of total desperation and despair, that you perhaps don't want to think or feel. You don't want to think about that, you don't want to feel that, you don't want to go there, because, you know, maybe you weren't actually quite meant to arrive at that point yet. I call that the point of no return. But it's painful to be disappointed in people that are supposed to be there for you and support you, and are not, you know, that you connect with, and you think, oh, that's a real connection, and I'm really glad to know this person, but then they let you down and they're just not there for you and they don't really give a shit, or it seems that way. I think they do, but I think they don't know. I've noticed this about people, they don't know how to express themselves very well. I think there's very few people that are good at expressing themselves, and you know, you get people that are very introverted by nature who don't know how to express themselves very well. They're terrified of getting hurt because they've been hurt so many times. And they're wary of you. They think, well, I don't know who you are and I'm not going to let you in. But that hurts when, you know, you run a YouTube channel where you put your heart out. Literally, I put myself on the line here every day when I do a video. I'm just me. I'm just being me. I'm literally not pretending. I don't have an agenda exactly. My agenda, my mission here is truth and liberation. You know, and I've been doing this channel now for years. My last 3 videos haven't really gotten the numbers. Well, they have, but it doesn't show. This is like the YouTube algorithm fucking with me, and because I go into you know, the stats and all, and it's just like this video has had this many views, and I'm like, yeah, but it says that and that doesn't add up, and it's just, and people leave comments that are then they disappear, or people tell me they're trying to leave comments and they're not able to, and it's like that, and it's something that I choose to let go of, because I can allow myself to get really upset about it, and on top of everything else that's going on in my life, I can't cope with that. I just can't do it. The last, let me see, well, put it this way, on Wednesday last week I ended up having to go to the dentist because that tooth that was hurting wasn't going to get better, it was getting worse. I don't like taking painkillers because I know full well they're full of crap, so I thought, right, I need to go to the dentist. I had to be extra super assertive and not budge even to get to see the dentist. I got there and it was like, wow, what the fuck. I mean, it was like all hell had broken loose, and they'd literally been overrun with people with dental issues, just like that. I mean, one of the nurses said, I've never seen anything like it. She was literally like gobsmacked. I'm thinking, could it have something to do with the state injectable? But hey, what do I know, right? Anyway, then again, I mean, I'm here and I haven't had it, so, you know, anyway. So I saw one of the dentists, a really nice man, and he said, well, took an x-ray, and he said, well, there's a major abscess forming, so, and the tooth that had a root canal many years back, so that tooth is going to have to come out, but first you need to take antibiotics, because when we try and pull it out without, you know, do it now, then we cannot inject you with the Novocaine because of the infection, whatever. So I was like, that's fucked up, because I hate taking antibiotics, because I know what they are and what they do. It's bad. It's really bad, man. It's like they have taken away everything in terms of health here, okay? This has been done on purpose, obviously. Everything that goes for health here is a complete and utter line. It's the complete inversion, because we're supposed to be in sublime physical condition, as in, wow. It's, once upon a time, our bodies, if they were to develop an infection, would automatically heal that. But they took that out of the equation in one of the dark resets and introduced antibiotics. That's just another tool of manipulation and control, that's obvious. Anyway. But I had no choice, so I had to take them. But then I went to see the receptionist to make an appointment for the extraction, and she was a strange person. I really got weird vibes of her. She said, oh, I'm sorry, you can't see my usual dentist until November the 15th. And I was like, well, that's not good enough, you know, because I need that tooth out ASAP, really. You know, obviously. So I said, I'd like you to put me on the list for the next available cancellation ASAP, please. You know, I had to be really assertive, even though I was in a great deal of pain. And it wasn't just that, but I was so horrendously depressed. Now, this is way beyond depression, like the fear and it was all this, the tooth situation brought up a shitload of, well, really heavy, bad existential dread, and the satanic, that I call the satanic frequency. There was all kinds of shit was going on energetically, right? It was really intense. It has been really intense. This last week has been insane. I mean, it's just been like, whoa, fuck. How black can it really get? How black does it have to get, you know? Wow. So I looked her right in the eye and told her that, yeah, put me on the list for the next cancellation. This has to be done. I can't wait around. I went home. But of course, there you are. You're at home. You think, oh, this is not right. If I cannot see my dentist, oh, and I really need to, then that's a direct fucking endangerment of my health, and that isn't right. So I was really quite upset about that. But then the next morning, and this is a thing, I usually keep my mobile switched off, yeah? I don't really use it very often. I keep it switched off most of the time, wrapped in a bit of silver foil, out of the way, whatever. And but I had it on that morning, which is rare, and the phone went, and it was that woman, who's called Karen, saying, well, you know, the then Dr. Audie's here, can you come in now? So I was like, yeah, I'll be there in, yeah. So I went in, and I was seen straight away. I mean, the guy I see, my dentist, he's good. He's very good at his job, and I've spent a fucking fortune in that dentist. Believe me, wow. I don't do NHS dentistry. No, private. So, you know, he had another look at the X-ray, and he said, yeah, that has to come out now. Anyway, so, you know, they inject you, and he starts pulling it out. And I kid you fucking not. I mean, I am not being arrogant when I say that I'm a pretty robust and strong person. I am extremely sensitive and extremely vulnerable and highly, highly empathetic. All of that. I'm like a little girl, like a little child or a kitten in many ways, but I'm also very robust, warrior-like. You know, I'm a mixed bag. All true soul travelers are. All this crap about, well, if you're a warrior and you're really strong, then you cannot have any vulnerabilities and you cannot have any weaknesses and you cannot have that is NPC, mundane reality reinforcement, evil fucking garbage. Anybody that talks to me like that and leaves comments to that effect gets the fuck blocked ASAP, right? And for that matter, this thing really fucks me up. It's spiritual narcissists, right? Comments from people that spew this self-righteous fucking platitudinal garbage. The enlightened man behaves like this and speaks like that and blah blah blah. It's like comments like that will get blocked. You will get blocked. I am not having it. Or this, oh, you know, the spiritual journey and whatever goes on the internal plane, it has to be tempered with action on the external plane. And why don't you go out into nature? As if to suggest that I never go anywhere, I never do anything. You don't know me. So, yeah, you've been blocked. It's like you don't know who I am, you don't know what I do, you don't know anything about me, but you feel like you have the right to leave a comment and judge me, to tell me how to live my life. It's like, wow, oh, you're so fucking blocked. Absolutely. I just wanted to say that, because I'm sick to death of that. Right today, I'm really sick of that, of these fucking people that think they have the right to tell you how to live your life, right? These self-righteous, and they're narcs, they're spiritual narcissists. And you have so many different types of narcissism. You know, most people think that a narcissist is somebody who's really egotistical and who's like a parasite, you know, who is basically, you know, like your classic, typical narcissist. But there's so many different forms of narcissism, guys. It literally is. Whoa. So anyway, there I am in a dentist chair, and he's pulling and pulling, right? And it hurts so much. I said to him, can you breathe for some more? Right? In the end, he had to give me 6 injections, and it still hurt like fuck, and there was blood fucking everywhere. It looked like a fucking murder scene. It was so painful. In the end, it came out, but it was like it just didn't wanna leave my mouth. Then he had it there in whatever you call those things, pliers, and he said, wow, look at that. And right in the middle, in between the 4 roots, was this piece of, well, like flesh, but it reminded me, because I've been here going through all my X-Files episodes, right? Just watching series 1, 2, 3, all the way through 9, all of it. And there's a couple of episodes which feature this woman called Suzanne Modesky, who's worked for the government and blah, and has escaped, and she has an implant, a monitoring device in one of her teeth, which she goes into the bathroom to remove said tooth with a pair of pliers. It was in exactly the same place, and it was like something told me, and I'm a pretty down-to-earth person, so I get major cognitive dissonance with that sort of thing, but on the other side, it's like, yeah, that makes fucking sense. It's like, hey, maybe that was some sort of implant, something, and it had to come out, and you're better off having that tooth out. And I get the distinct feeling that that is the truth. No way of proving that at all, but I have that feeling. I really, really do. Anyway, I got home, and 5-6 hours later, the what do you call it, wore off, and the pain, man. So I've been in really, really excruciating pain for, well, that was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yesterday started to get a little bit better. This morning, no more pain. Right, cool. I stopped taking the antibiotics because I figured that I'm not going to take any more because they really fucked me up. I started to take painkillers. I was taking only very bare minimum of painkiller. And I just dealt with it as best I can. And then yesterday morning I wake up still feeling really out of sorts, you know. I wasn't able to do any of my exercise or anything because even the slightest physical exertion was just like, whoa. And I look at my boy Kiss, and his other eye was, he had an eye infection when the whole hog thing was going on. He developed an eye infection as well, because he is a soul traveller. He's a soul traveller cat. I think some animals are soul travellers, simple. Some trees are soul travellers. It's just how it is. And he's been through the ringer, that poor angel. And so he had that hog shit going on. Then his eye, and I had to take him in for that. And now his other eye, he couldn't open it, and it was all red and inflamed when I had to look at it. So I had to call the vet, not the homeopathic vet, because that one is miles and miles away, and she wasn't picking up her phone because she doesn't really do anything on the weekends as per small animal practice. So I had to go to the other one and took him in, which is the evil place, you know, that place that I talk about, which has that satanic energy. And I just knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that this was meant to happen. It had that feeling. It always has. I always know. I was like, yeah, this was meant to happen. So he was seen very quickly. There were 2 people there with doggies that I knew were going to have to be put to sleep because both dogs had exactly the same problem. They just collapsed in the morning, and they weren't able to walk. So that lady was there, and the man was there, and they didn't have great energy, but one of the dogs really, really did. So I spent a little bit of time just having a chat with him, and he told me he was ready to go, and he was a lovely animal. He was really beautiful. So I just gave him a tiny bit of a touch of healing energy and told him it would be all right, you know. And yeah, took Kiss in, vet had a look, and it was that vet again, and they just cannot help themselves. They have to put the fear on you, you know. I'm at this point, I'm in there, and my knees were shaking. I felt so ridiculously horrific, depressed, anxious. Oh, but I'm still managing to stand up and do what needs to be done, even when I'm in that state. You know, that's who I am. That's how strong I am. And I've got to give myself a shitload of like, wow, Anika, you really are something special, and I love you. I think you're fucking brilliant. And anyone who hears me talk about this and says, I know what you mean, I know that. And I also am able to do that. I'm like, yeah, that's a soul traveller. And then also to have empathy for others, you know, to see this dog in distress, frightened because he wasn't able to walk, and to know that you have to, despite all your own shit, go and minister to this dog. Yeah, that's part of what you're also meant to do. That is empathy. See, and that is why I get fed up with people that just, I don't get it back. You know, it's like, you've had my empathy and meh, I don't get it back from you. they've still got quite a ways to go. And it's like, my advice would be keep going within and do your work and start to think about, yeah, we have to look after ourselves. We have to put ourselves first, absolutely. But within all of that and within everything that you go through, there is a place, and this is important as well because it keeps us all connected, yeah? There is a place for empathy for others, not above and beyond, because there is only so much that you can give. But if you're not able to get to have a little bit of love, a little bit of light, a little bit of acknowledgement or something, whatever it is this other soul traveler needs, to be there and say, you know, I feel you, I hear you, I care. I can't walk your journey for you, but yes. Or perhaps share some of your own experience, because I find often enough that really helps when you share your own journey, not in a way of dumping, like, oh, I'm always going through shit and ooh, and pity party garbage, or this codependent garbage of where people, you know, it becomes a big drama fest where, oh, we're all equally powerless here and ooh, you know, none of that helps. But to say, you know, I went through this and I went through that and I felt like this, but then meaning and strength and courage and light as well. I don't know, you know, if I get my point across, but to share of your story in a healing, nurturing manner is a way of showing empathy. I hear you. You know, I went through this myself once and it was like that and this and whatever. That is empathy as well. We're all different, I know that, we are, you know, we have different paths and different destinies and different reasons for doing what we're doing here. And how we work through our darkness, which is considerable, and it isn't really our darkness, of course, is also different, you know. But to have empathy for another, when appropriate, or when you feel intuitively that, yes, like I did with the dog, whilst myself feeling like absolute horror on steroids, you know, and wow, yeah, well, that's just, if you can't do that, then I don't think that you're living up to your potential. And I think you've still got a ways to go. I understand that for some people, for some soul travelers, showing empathy for others is a terrifying prospect, because I'm not sure why, but I can feel that it is. Whereas for me, it never has been. It happens naturally. I'm wired that way. I don't think it's that people don't feel the empathy. I think they do feel it, but I think they have trouble expressing it. I think that is the case. That is as pertaining to real soul travelers. And that's all I'll say about that. You know, another part of it is where you know, where you fuck up. You've hurt someone and you fuck up and you didn't mean to, but you got it wrong. And then instead of apologizing, getting back to them and saying, you know what, I really got it wrong and I'm really fucking sorry. Can we talk about it? You know, this happened, that happened, you know, whatever. And can we resolve it? And apologizing. So it's like some people have been made to feel so worthless and so useless and so fucking disgusting about themselves that they don't do that. They just wander off and they don't bother getting back with an apology and an explanation, or with an apology and a, can we sort this out, can we talk about it? Because again, that's another mechanism of, oh, you're so worthless, you know, so fuck you, and just walk away and don't bother to say sorry, don't bother to address the issue, don't bother, you know. Just behaviors, self-awareness, and feeling the fear, but doing it anyway, acting with courage, acting with empathy, acting with compassion, with honor, with integrity. You know, it isn't as difficult as you might think it is. You honor yourself by behaving that way, by doing it, even though you're afraid to do it anyway. I'm like that. I do that as much as I can, and when I get it wrong. Sometimes you don't know you've gotten it wrong. Somebody has to say, well, you know, when you did this or when you said that, it really hurt me. And I will always say, well, let me see, okay, let me think about that. Let me process that. And if I feel you're correct, then yeah, I will apologise, of course, and I will mend my way, you know? We've learned to behave like toxic motherfuckers in just so many ways to... Oh, it's just... wow. It's incredible. It really just is. And... ergo, going within is the only fucking way. It's the only way. To go within, to observe your thinking, your thoughts, to observe your emotions, to observe all the weird, distorted, fucking hallucinogenic, psychotropic, weird garbage that comes up in your own head. Right? To, despite everything that we've been through, despite everything that we are going through, maintaining a sense of self, a sense of purpose, a sense of destiny, and keeping connected to the guiding principle, the Great Mother, the light, which is within us and all around us, despite everything. Because another thing I'm heartily sick of is the people that just believe in the power of evil. Oh, evil's this, evil's that, oh, we're all fucked, we're all doomed, they're doing this to us, they're doing that to us. But they never, ever look for the meaning. They never look for the light. Oh, there is no light, it's all a sick evil game. The biggest fucking trap, the biggest program is evil always wins and there is nothing you can do. You're gonna rot here, you're gonna grow old here, you're gonna die here forever. There's nothing you can do. That is how it is, and that is evil always wins, and there's nothing you can do. It will show you different images of, oh, this will happen, or that will happen, or that will happen, or that will happen, but they're all representations of the same program. And it's very difficult to cry out from under that. I know that. Ergo, you do the inner work and you get out of it tiny bit by tiny bit by tiny bit. I know that from experience. Because despite everything that I've been subjected to, and that sounds very victim-y, and I feel like a victim, and I feel really fucking violated and really fucking abused, and I feel rage and hate that is just like, wow, massive. I am also very aware. I'm not a stupid person. I'm really highly intelligent. And again, oh, you can't say that. Well, it is what it is. What should I now say, that the sky is yellow or green? It is what it is. I have a high IQ. I'm smart as fuck. Most soul travelers are, one way or another. You know, it's okay to say this is what I am. I know from experience. I know this is who I am. I'm no longer operating from, well, I don't know who I am. No, because I do know who I am. More will be revealed of who I am. And it will be stuff that will make me feel fucking even better about myself. See, this is what I mean. This is light. That I see myself more and more now. That I'm able to sit here and say, despite, yeah, the obvious, but yeah, I am really smart. I am really compassionate, I am really empathetic, I am really fucking courageous, I am really fucking strong, I am also really vulnerable, I also have weak points, I'm super bright, but I also have stupidity points. I am an amazing, individual, complex, multifaceted fucking diamond. I am a fucking soul traveler, thank you. I do that, I say that, I am, this is who I am, and I'm gonna be discovering more of myself. If evil is all powerful, that would not be taking place. It just wouldn't be happening. I had another insight in the night, and it yet again shows me that it is an onwards and upward type of thing. Because it felt meaningful, this whole tooth incident, Kissy's eye, poor baby. The dark side is there saying, oh, they're just going to torture you and torture you and torture you until you commit suicide. I even had a demonic voice saying, we're going to kill you, we're going to destroy you, and it was some black creature. And it's like, yeah, fuck you. The fear is what makes you believe evil. The fear, this dreadful fear which has been implanted into you. So it is not as simple as, oh, I just won't feel it anymore then. No, it's an implant. So it has to be eroded, neutralized bit by bit by bit by bit. Now, and that makes sense to me. And certain things happen that are deeply traumatic. And in that dreadful depression, I mean so bad, I could barely walk, right? But it's like, are you aware of, look at it, be the witness, observe what is going on, everything, look at it all, be objective and be the witness. And I was able to do that despite everything. It's incredible. And so the Punisher, which is the dark generator, but it's that particularly hate-filled, self-hate connecting into thing, wanted me to be with that hate and that really passive aggressive, well, all these horrible things are going to happen, and this will probably happen now, and then next thing you know I'll lose another two, and that will happen as well, and then and kid's probably going to die, and that will happen as well, like that. And it's like, you can choose that. Oh, evil always ends in that, nothing you can do, and all the worst case scenarios, and punish yourself and torment yourself. And it feels like, oh, it's really strong. Yeah, that's where it's at, that's where it's at, that's what you have to do. Versus the let go of that entire state of being and existing and believing. Let go of that. You see, there is more and more and more of an ability, an awareness, a kind of magic in me that says, do you see? Do you see? Do you get it now? You can choose to believe in the power of evil. And it's like, well, yeah, because all this shit's happening. What the fuck? Why should it be like this? You know, this is wrong. You should just heal and be well and great and fine. And that's how it should be. But it's like, that's not how it works. It's like somebody who really hates themselves can be told over and over and over again how pretty they are, how accomplished they are, how beautiful they are, how smart they are, and it won't make a blind fucking bit of difference. Somebody who believes that evil is all powerful and that evil always wins, and that hates themselves, can have all kinds of good shit happen in life. You know, they can come into shitloads of money, they can have miraculous healings, they can have, I don't know, whatever. But that shit will still be in there running the fucking show on the subconscious level, where it can do the most fucking damage. That shit has to be purged out of us. Those beliefs, that programs, that implants have to be rooted out. They have to be ripped out from the roots, out of our being, out of our being, out of our body. Like that tooth. It was odd, it was weird. Even the dentist was a bit like, whoa. And that is why these things happen. Shocking, traumatic events that will bring up exactly all of that. Because you're in it. It's like, it's never going to be alright. They're going to torture the fuck out of me until I'm fucking dead, until I commit suicide. They just want me dead. And I can feel that. Yeah. You do not fight evil with hate and rage and self-hate and wallowing and indulging and passive aggression, insanity. That is exactly what evil wants. That is what a narcissist does. You know. Narcissists are chameleons. They will give you this facade of, oh, this is who I am, but when you scratch at it, it's rotting. It's a rotting corpse. It's a fucking festering, rotting corpse with fucking maggots crawling out of their fucking eyes, because they're filled with hate and they're filled with self-hate. Because at the heart of it, that is what evil is. It's just self-hate, putrid, self-rabid self-hate. I know what I'm talking about. This entire experience, I call it the goldfish in the bowl syndrome, where a friend said to me, it's like we're wrapped in so many distortions that we can't see the way through, and it's like, well, that is my expertise, I'm good at that. The goldfish in the bowl syndrome. The goldfish swims around in his bowl and he doesn't realise that the bowl is in a room, and that the room is in a house, and that the house is on the street, and that the street is in a town, and a town in the country, and so forth and so on. We, for the longest time, find it impossible to navigate through this miasmatic hellscape because of all the implants, all the programs, all the crap that's been put into us, all the poison via the food, the water, the air, everything has been levied upon us to keep us trapped. Especially the last 2.5 years have made it blatantly obvious what is what. But still, all these people out there go, oh, this means evil's won and the Great Reset, and it's like, man, you don't get it. You don't get it. It's like that so-called teacher who had a gender reassignment and started and put on these massive prosthetic boobs, who's like a creatives teacher or something. I mean, and people think that means evil's won, and it's like, look, first of all, that never really happened. They put that out there. But everything that's happening now makes it blatantly obvious to those who are meant to awaken what is what. Okay, I think it's all good, and I think it's par for the course, and I ain't worried. And I think people having the are the ones meant to, and that's good too, and I'm not worried about that either. I think these are all positive developments. I don't think that evil's winning here, because evil wins when people don't realise something is evil, when people think it's great and it's good. Because then they accept it and they go along with it. Oh, life is good. Life is working out. And all that garbage is there on the subconscious level, but I don't have to look at that because everything is working out for me. So I can just pretend everything is okay and carry on as normal. But when shit goes completely batshit fucking mad and insane, and it's dark and it's dramatic and it's garbage and it's evil and it's that is when people realize that something is wrong. That is the moment where soul people that are meant to do that start to think, hold on a minute, and start maybe going within. It's again, it's all boarding gates thing. We ain't all going to the same place. It's not like that. It's not black and white, and it's not like one size fits all. That's fucking bullshit. Again, you know, people even comment to that extent. It's like, what the fuck? Who are you? Get away. It's like somebody again, you know, said that this idea that, you know, that YouTube or any of these platforms are populated by real people. Nuh-uh, no. Most of them are NPCs. I know when I get a comment from an NPC, it's like, really? I mean, they're dumber than a bag of hammers. They have no creativity. They have no depth, you know? But it doesn't really bother me, you know? It's so easy. It's like, block and poof, gone. It's all good. But yeah, you know, I am not at all under any illusions that, you know, I know, I think, for myself anyway, for as it pertains to my individual journey at any rate, I choose light. I continue to choose light. I continue to see that it's the maverick effect. I've talked about this, right? Where shit happens but you know? I've been through a lot of really dark shit, but it always works out somehow. You know, and I always benefit from it somehow as well. But there's the dark side, the hell contagion. the consciousness virus. Oh, it's not going to work out, and ooh, and it's always negative, and it's always fear, gut-wrenching fear, and powerlessness, and it's self-hate. You acquiesce with it. It's like, yeah, that's the truth. You know, and you will do that. I still do that too. In my head, this is the battlefield lies within us. You do that. You keep doing that. And then, but even whilst you're still doing it, and then you're in the light, and then you're back there, and you're full of hate, and you want to smash your head against the wall, and you want vengeance, and which is all part of the course, and then you're in the light again, and oh yeah, I get it, I see the meaning, and I can feel my strength growing and my power growing. Yeah, but you've nothing to show for it. By now, this should have happened, and that should have happened, it should be like this, and it should be like that. You know, you learn, well, anyway, I do more and more to let it go. It's and people call it the ego. I don't like that, because ego is simply self-awareness and, oh, I'm having this experience, right? But I call it the fake persona. The expectations of, well, it should be like this and it should be like that, and I want this and I want this, and then you get your true self, which is much further up on top of the mountain, and therefore has a much better vantage point, and it gets the bigger picture, and it's like, it's not going to happen, girl, because it wouldn't be right. You can't see that because you have this mass consciousness infected hell contagion shit going on, and it's influencing the way you think and the way you feel, and it's making you beat yourself up and punish yourself and treat yourself like shit, and it's making you believe that evil exists and there's nothing you can do, and ergo you're totally powerless and you're a worthless piece of shit and you hate yourself and just expect the worst and But increasingly now you can see, yeah, I can choose not to do that. I can keep letting go, and I'm getting better at it. Your immune system is getting fucking stronger. Something is happening. These are the things you need to pay attention to, my dear. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. See, the hell contagion consciousness is always looking for reasons not to trust. It's always looking for reasons to believe that evil always wins. See, that's a sign. And it's much harder to look for reasons to have faith. And I don't mean faith in some external God. I have faith in the Great Mother. The Great Mother is an energy. It's a sound. It's a frequency of great purity, of total light and benevolence and goodness and infinite harmonious creativity, which I am a part of. My true self is the embodiment of that. You know, I don't know if I can really put it in the right words, you know, but it is what it is. But, you know, I trust this. But it gets sorely tested. It gets sorely tested. Because with all the mockery and the sheer sadistic baiting and mockery and taunting, and, you know, when I met that horrible woman at the, you know, the farm shop, oh, so negative, oh, I don't want to know, you know, but I mean, she's just, and she left me with a kind of like a, oh, get off me, like I felt like I'd been covered in poison or something. It was bad. And good things always seem to happen to people like that, you know. I mean, and it's like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? But then I'm reminded of the fact that I trust, that I believe, that I trust that I'm walking my true path. Home to myself. Home, you know, that I am self-actualizing, that I am becoming my true self. It's a very strange thing, but your lower self is the hell contagion infected chaos self, which is being healed bit by bit by bit. And so you're more and more and more able to stand in the light and have faith in this process. And that is returning home and becoming, oh yeah, remember now, and that's when you're your true self again. People like her, nah, they ain't gonna get anywhere, if she even is sold, which I actually don't think she is. I think I liken this entire experience, and I'm not saying this is how it is, but it's it's like a way of making it a bit easy to perhaps understand that, let's say that there were some relatives of ours in the golden world, say, where we habitually create experiences we go into and have. And let's say that they decided to have this experience, to create this experience called the duality or the inversion, I don't know, whatever, the inversion game, the duality game. Because duality, and I've said this before, it's not like, well, here we have good and here we have evil. No. It's an enmeshed thing. There is good and evil, and it's intertwined and it's enmeshed. Something really, really good happens that leads to something dark. Something really dark happens that leads to something good. That's just it. It's duality. It's both. Ergo, to say that there is only evil here is just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, if you really, really want to believe that, go ahead, but never speak to me again. I don't want to know you. People that just don't want to have anything to do with the light, with faith, with walking your true path, with honouring yourself, with becoming your true self again, are not people I want to know. They're just narcs and they're demons because they love evil. They really just do. If you're that fucking committed to believing in the power of evil, then you're a fucking demon. Now I don't want to fucking know you, so fuck off. But where was I? Lost my train of thought. I get this tea, right? It's called yogi tea, and it's got these little like things on it. It's got a little write-up on it, and it's just spiritual garbage, like these Indian fakirs, I don't know, sit around their spike bats thinking these things up and having a fucking laugh or something. I don't know, man. Because it's always like, yeah, whatever. This one today, what does it say? It says, communicate sacredness, build it, share it, and spread it. What's peanut butter, is it? Sacred peanut butter. Spread it, yeah. See, what's that even fucking mean? They don't know what it means. They just spew that out. They're spiritual narcissists. That's what they are. I'm sick of these fucking assholes, yeah. I'm sick of narcissists. And all their different distortions and guises, It's like, wow. The most annoying one is the victim narcissist. They're always in a state of and everybody's like, oh, you poor thing, how can I, you have all these people in their life emptying their entire fucking bank account content in the narcissist fucking bank account. Oh, let me help you, let me do this, let me help you, nothing ever changes, they're always there, they're always crying, and they're always upset, and I was in a really bad relationship and he beat me, and it's like, turns out it was the other way around, and then next thing you know, they're involved with somebody else, and it's like, oh boy, all of it, it's just, it's, again, it is that. And it's there, and it's like, yeah, you need to look at that. You need to get upset about that because they're getting away with it. And it's like, evil wants you to think that it and its minions will always get away with shit, deceptions, lies, subterfuge, betrayals, sticking knives in good soul traveling bags. And they're going to do that, and they're going to get away with it, and other soul travelers are engaging with these people and they can't see what's going on, and you need to do something about that. It wants you to think that you need to fix other people, you need to show them the way. You can't do it, You have to let it all go. And when you let it go, eventually it will shift. That's what the so-called Mandela effect is. It is this reality, this thing, it responds directly to what's going on within us. We create it. And a hell contagion infected consciousness creates hell. I see it all the time, how it corresponds to what's going on within me, and it's like, oh boy, I see it all the time now. I see it now more than ever before. I see how it wants me to react, it wants me to be reactive, it wants me to point this out to so-and-so and tell so-and-so not to, and who and are, and it's like, whoa, Anika, you need to stop doing that, girl. Because people will work it out. They have their own path, which is unique to them. So shut the fuck up and let them learn their lessons. It's none of your goddamn business. Stop interfering, stop telling people what's all. I mean, you know, I need to stop doing that. Those are still remnants of my wounded healer shit, you know? And it's like, oh, Anika. You see, and then it's there saying, oh, you should beat yourself up, you see, because you haven't learned that yet, and you're still struggling with that, and so you need to beat yourself up and tell yourself you're never going to get anywhere, right? That's another element of it, which is just bullshit. Because it's like saying, well, you should be completely perfect now, and because you're not, you should get shit out of yourself, and it's like, what the actual fuck? Because my true self was like, no, it's just okay, you're going to get it wrong all the time. You're going to get it wrong. And all that getting it wrong leads to getting it right. You ain't figured it out yet, girl. There you go. Now you see it. Now you see it, now you don't, then you see it again, then you don't, then you see it again, then you don't, and so forth and so on. You keep doing the work, and you do the best you can, and then you have a good rant, and you fucking go crazy, ballistic, shout, swear. Narrowly avoid attacking somebody, whatever, you know, whatever. You do the best you can. Yeah. Shine on, you crazy diamonds. In it. It's such... Oh. Mm-hmm. No. That satanic frequency was very obvious, and I know it wasn't just me because several other people told me they'd been through all kinds of shit. So I know it affected everything, which may in part explain why my last 3 videos have not gotten the views that my previous ones did. Now I can get upset about it, but I'm not going to get upset about it. However, if you watch my videos and you find them helpful in any way, not in, oh, I like you telling me what to do. No, I don't want to tell anybody what to do or how to live their life. And it's, I do have a bit of I do have a great deal of wisdom, but it's not up to me to tell people what to do or anything at all. If people ask, what should I do? I most often say, well, what do you feel you should do anyway? So that's not what this channel is about. I just talk about my own experiences, you know, but if you feel that you've benefited from my videos in any way, then let me know. Let me know. Let me know that you appreciate me and my videos. I would like to hear that. I need to hear that. Because sometimes I feel kind of a bit like, well, do I still want to carry on doing the Kismet Spiral? I kind of feel underappreciated, actually. I feel like maybe it's time to call it a day. I don't know. Because I know this much. It's like, hey, I'm needed here at home. And I do give of myself, of my energy, of my passion here. It would be good to know that the Kismet Spiral and its content is appreciated and is wanted by people, and that people benefit from it, and that it makes a difference. I would like to know that. You know, because Otherwise, I'm not going to bother anymore, you know. I just won't bother, because what's the point? I'd rather just then spend all my time just looking after me, and just doing that, you know, because it's actually an unpleasant experience to feel like you've given a lot of yourself and it's not really appreciated. I think I'm wrong about that. I think, again, this is what the dark side does. It tells you, it fucks with, YouTube fucks algorithmically, fucks with your channel, tells you people don't want to watch your videos, nobody cares, which is a lie, and it manipulates the scene to make it look like it is the truth. So you think that, and then there's the Punisher and the Dark Generator saying, oh, your channel's shit and it's there, nobody cares, and then you think, oh, maybe I should just give up. And let's say that you do then give up, when in fact you've just taken something really powerful and really light and really good and really necessary out of the equation. I wonder how often that happens, really. I bet you that happens quite a lot, where people just give up on something that they actually really need to bring to life or keep alive in this world, you know. So I dare say that I will keep doing videos, because I do enjoy it, you know. But yeah, I would like to hear from you all in the comment section, if you can. And just fight a good fight, you know, if anything. Because it's so fucking easy. It is too easy, guys, to just go with this dark agenda of evil always wins and there is nothing you can do. It will put all that into you every day. It's in you already. That's part of what it is. That is what created the entire setting. Oh, I know now. Ha! I just remembered. Right, because I was on about that. I liken it to this, and that is, in a nutshell, a little story of how we imagine it is. So we're in the golden world, home, absolute, infinite, harmonious creativity, wowness, and we're always doing shit, and we're always, whatever, having adventures, and a group of our compatriots said, oh, we've invented this thing, and we're going to go into it and have that experience, and we're like, yeah, great, good luck, you know. And they go and they strap themselves in, and whoosh, they are in the duality game, and of course they forget who they are, and they get trapped or whatever, and we have to go in to sort that mess out. I think they didn't really get trapped. I think that was all part of the plan. I think we all said, right, so let's do this where you forget who you are, and then it's like you get trapped, and then we'll come in and save you. Let's do that. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, we can be like, pretend to be this and that and do that and that. But yeah, soul travelers are system busters. We are here to do that. And the way to do it, the way to fight, is by not fighting anymore, by not resisting anymore, is by letting it go. And it's all there. It wants you to be like, it's like, but I'm not going to. But you've just been through hell and they're torturing you. And I'm like, no, I think it's meaningful. And then it does work out, and it's like, okay. And it's like, yeah, next hurdle and more shit, and ooh. But then there's also the meaning, and there's also positive developments, and there's the maverick effect, and there's your continued elevation and wisdom and insight and knowing, yes, I get it, I know, yes, it's always there, it's always there. Great deal of darkness, very loud, very bombastic, very convincing. Light is very subtle but strong, like an undercurrent, like a current. It's always there. It is what we choose, because consciousness creates reality. Your hell contagion creates hell. The more you let go and dwell in the magic and the love, that light, I think it's an exponential thing, and I think it will bear fruit. It bears fruit in how you experience yourself, your own consciousness, your own sovereignty, your own gnosis, your own self-awareness, your own understanding of it all. Wow, yeah, layer after layer after mystical revelation. I have faith in that. I have faith in myself. I have faith in the Great Mother. I have faith in the power of the good. I have faith that we will make it, each in our own unique individual way. I have faith in that. I trust in the power of the good, and that I will do. And you get these snarks that'll say, oh, you're wrong and you're going to be defeated because Eve always wins and that's how it is. And it's like, well, good luck to you then. You do that over there. Don't speak to me ever again. They are there. They're like your ball and chain. They are minions of the dark side. Evil will do anything to keep you trapped. It is in here. It's a consciousness virus. And it's fighting for its life. Many years ago I had an image of it. It was a little grey fish, like the grey aliens, only a little fish, and its eyes were all black, and it was because it was dead, and it was gasping, and it was dead. And then I went for a walk and I came across the skater park, and what did I see? But a little metal statue of a little grey fish with black eyes. Wow. So I know intuitively, I'm always guided, and it always pans out, and it's like, yeah, I know what this is. Consciousness virus creating this, and you create all these enemies and all these distortions, all this insanity which comes right back at you, but you've forgotten that you're a created being, so you're trapped. You're like, oh, and they're doing it all to me, and then bit by tiny bit you begin to work it out, and yeah, I get it now, and that is what is happening. But only soul travelers who are experiencing that, who see that now, who can see through the illusion, can see that and can say, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Anika, I know what you mean, because I see that too, I experience that too. I'm not denying that it's fucking hell on steroids, like it's fucking horrifying, man. Me in the dentist chair, and he just could not get that fucking tooth out, and it was like blood everywhere. It was so painful. He says, I can't really give you any more injections because they really wouldn't work. It's like 6 is the limit. Do you want me to stop? And I was like, and what? Keep it in there, half in, half out? He said, no, just have a break. I said, no, just get on with it. Just get on with it. I felt like I had a stroke. And it was so horrible. And then the pain after that, man, and the notion as well, saying, oh, it's going to get infected again, because you stop taking antibiotics, it's going to get really, really bad, it's going to get infected, on and on and on. And the fear, I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I mean, this is horrifying, that sort of experience, And then my little bookcat, sick again, having to go to hell land again. Wow. I go through all of that. I've been through loads and loads and loads of fucking shit in my life. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. You just wouldn't. Yeah. Empathy for others. You can have empathy for others, even though you're going through shit yourself. You can have a little bit of empathy for others. You can. It's part of our journey as soul travelers. People that profess to be soul travelers but have no empathy and don't express anything, they're not soul travelers, they're fucking mimics. Be aware of NPCs pretending to be soul, spiritual, good people when they're nothing of the kind. That's all part of the fucking psyop, You'll always know a genuine soul traveler, I think. Well, not always, obviously, but mostly you do. Evil tries to mimic good. False light is everywhere. But it's a bit like when you have proper, organic, unrefined sugar, and it's got that molasses smell, and it's really nice, and I put a bit of that in my coffee, versus Canderel sweetener, right? Think about that, then you'll know the difference between real light and false light, and real soul travelers and fake ass mundane reality reinforcement demon cunts. Sorry, I don't like to use that word actually, because I mean, see again, this is just another actual rambly thought, but all this shit about sex and how sex is all just wonderful and people should be having it all the time, and all the subliminal messaging in child's cartoons. I mean, sex is the first and foremost subliminal programming in child television programs. Sex and violence, sex and death. And if you think about how people feel about their genitalia, and how genitalia are generally used as swear words, right? And the actual sexual acts of intercourse, fucking, oh fuck this and fuck that, I don't have any more fucks to give. You go out there and you think about it, right? The very same parts of your body that you use for sexual intercourse are also used for waste disposal. You know, you start talking to people on the external, genuinely have a conversation about sex and how they feel about it. Most people cringe and feel ashamed and dirty. You know, they want people to have sex, they want people to watch porn, they want people to be sexually perverted and distorted and to engage in all that. There was this YouTube video, and it was this really fat, hideous dyke, woke demon, talking about how to build a sex room, and it was all about sadomasochism and all kinds of fucking crap, because these NPC demons love all that shit. I have my big house, and I have my big car, and I have my big fat ass fake fucking tits in my sex room, you know, where I pretend to be I don't know, a fucking leather frog, and my husband fucking, my 6 husbands who are all transgender and who are all half bisexual, you know, fuck me up the arse with a massive dildo or whatever the fuck that is all about. I mean, they're sick fuckers, alright? And all of it is part of the program. It really just is. Your physical health, your how short we live, old age, your, you know, oh, your sex drive. That ought to tell you something, guys. You're driven to have it. You must do it, whether you like it or not. Where's your free will there? Right? I was watching that documentary about the Heaven's Gate cult, very interesting, and they were all into not having any more sex because they worked out that it's really not good. There's quite a lot of interesting shit going on in that cult. Not a black and white thing at all, and not what they told you about it. They decided we're not going to have sex anymore because there's something wrong with it, you know, and well, that all went tits up, no pun intended. But I just watch all these things and I think about it, and I will go where everybody else is afraid to go. I will ask the fucking hard questions. The hardest questions have to be asked, you know, which is why I went into the whole evil always wins and there's nothing you can do, because I had to ask that question. I had to ask, is that true? Could that be true? What would that mean if it is true? How would I feel if I find out that that is true, you know? I go into all of it. It has to be done. Somebody has to. There's a few other soul travelers out there who do that, but for the most part, people are being busy fucking pussyfooting around the fucking truth. Anyway, fuck that shit. So I think that's me for today, because I just rabbit on and jibber jabber. And what's the point, right? I wasn't even going to do a video today because honestly, I was like, no, Nikki, you just need to stay on the sofa, you know, have a look on Netflix. And I'm looking on Netflix and it's like garbage, evil demonic garbage, banal garbage. It's all fucking shit, you know. Amazon Prime, I'm gonna cancel because I never watch it, and it's all fucking the same. It's like, what the actual motherfuck, you know. So there's nothing to do. And then I was watching a video on a channel that I haven't watched for a while of another soul traveler, Heidi, watching that, and some of them are a bit dark, and I'm like, okay, I don't resonate with that, because I'm just in another area, in another room of the house, busy doing something, and he's over there in another room of the house doing over there, and that's all good, you know, because like I said, it's our own individual journey. And these things have to be said, they have to be voiced, they have to be experienced, they have to be asked. It's all part of the journey, and it's all good. But then you come across another video and it's like, yeah, I love this, and you feel inspired. Which is why I'm sat here right now doing this video. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, and maybe I'll only get 2 views. Because it's there. Hi, Bruce. Here, just a minute. Brucey. You can stay for a little bit. You couldn't stay yesterday because Kismet wasn't very well. This is Bruce. Look. Hi, Bruce. Right, he's the neighbour's cat. But ever since Looms passed, literally like a week later, Bruce here started coming through the cat flap. He never used to come through the cat flap. He used to tap his claws on the kitchen window, and you know, I used to let him in every now and then because he just likes to visit. But Looms passed, and then Bruce started coming through the cat flap. He has a brain tumour. It's not cancerous, but it is growing slowly, so he can't walk very well. And the neighbour's got 2 little kids, and they're a bit, you know, they're good people, but they're not very with it, and they're a bit messed up. And there's a lot of screaming, and there's a lot of shit going on, and they argue quite often, and I think he just needs to be in queue as peace and quiet. But yesterday I didn't let him in because Kiss was so unwell, and him and Kiss are not friends, you know, they sort of tolerate each other, but it's a bit stressed for Kiss, so I didn't let him in. So, but I'll give him a little, he gets a little treat, and he can have a little catnip in a minute. Anyway, it was raining this morning, and now it's really sunny. But another thing I've noticed, and I don't know if any of you guys have noticed it, but the clouds, what the fuck is going on with the clouds? It's actually, you feel like you live in an episode of The Simpsons, innit? All the clouds now have flat bottoms. They're all flat. That's just fucked up. It's like, what the fuck is that? And half of them, I bet you, are massive spaceships. They're all there, pretending to be clouds. Yeah, I know what you're up to, fuckers. Anyway, all my love to all of you guys. And, you know, yeah, feel free to let me know about my channel and how, you know, if it's helping you, what you get out of it. You know, it doesn't have to just what you get out of it exactly, how it is of service to you. I don't proclaim to be any kind of teacher, guru, or anything at all, but I do provide a service, and there's no doubt about it. And it's nice to know that you appreciate it. Yeah, so